Alright, folks, good evening. Tom McVetti here with Bad Toad Games, and we are streaming. You only got me tonight. The other Toad is otherwise engaged. You have to forgive me, I have to remind myself how to play. I have been playing a different game. Alright, so this evening the goal here is to find some sulfur so that we can make compacted coal, I think is what it's called. I don't know. It's a thing that came out prior to update 8 that I hadn't seen before and was curious about trying to get. We just got to find some sulfur and go from there. So also, if you're curious, we have a sale going on now on our spread shop. You can find it on our website, badtoadgames.com. It's 15% off and free shipping. Not as good as our Black Friday sale, but hey, it's something. And I can actively attest to the comfort of our hoodies, especially the men's hoodie, premium men's hoodie. The heat went out in our house over the weekend, and I have been wearing one to stay warm. It's like 58 degrees in the house, and the hoodie does a really good job of it. So, a little food for thought there. Alright, let's see if we can't find some sulfur. Okay, there it is. I was going to say, can I not scan for it? Because that would be awkward. Oh. I have a feeling I forgot we did this. Okay, let's see if we can't work with that. Seems out there a ways, but let's look for it. Also, I want to thank our newest follower, Samuel Cox 77. Gets us up to, I'm not entirely sure how many followers. I think it's like 14. So much appreciated. Every new follower is really exciting for us. Because, we don't have many on here. Alright. Bum, bum, bum. So, as far as Mercs, Mages, and Monsters go, the TTRPG we're working on, excuse me, knocking out some things this week, trying to hammer out our, what is that called? Oh good lord, there's multiple. I'm trying to hammer out our village or town creation. Random gen table. We got a really nice contract. It's what we call them, Mercs, Mages, Monsters contract. If you're familiar with like D&D adventures or anything like that, same premise. We just call them contracts because guilds. So that's how that works for us. But no, we got one really nice one. Irondorf did. And works really well. Actually can create some pretty cool combinations. We have it on our Twitter there. Good lord, I'm gonna die. Or get knocked off the ledge here if I don't do it myself. We have it on our Twitter if you want to go see it. I think we also put it in the Discord. But if you want to see that, go check that out. It's really cool. And give it a shot and see. You can make your own little, test ones and see how you like it, and get an idea for what you can expect to see in the game itself. How is that? Okay, I thought that would be closer. Oh, pardon me. Is that up? That's going to be up. We're going to have to build something, aren't we? And then go back and... This is going to be another situation where we're going to try and get one of those AI tricks. Oh! Okay. That's not bad. Pure. Oh, no, that's limestone. I got excited. That's upsetting. Where... That was really upsetting. I thought we found a pure sulfur vein. That's a rare thing to find. What the... Is that making the noise? That was creepy. But it appears not. It is up. It's going to be up there. Do I have... Yeah, we should have enough stuff. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, that's probably the best spot. Alright. Whoa, we're being a little... This thing's a little shifty today. That's not what you like to see. Alright, let's try for right. Bear with me here, folks. I want to try and level this up so I can make a platform down here for this stuff to land on. And then what we'll do is, I'm pretty sure he has the chainsaw. Well, that's awkward. Alright. I messed up. Alright. So no, the idea here, right, is I'm going to make a platform down here that I can line up. There we go. Much better. To, one, get a good baseline for our ramp up to here, right? And two, so I got a place to deposit this stuff on zoop mode. Alright. And that way I can put the thing down there and we'll get a truck set up. Alright, that's not bad. Pretty close. Pure, normal, impure. Is there someone up here? There is. Where is it? Why can't I see it? Oh, it's behind the tree. Or in the bush. Or clipping into the ground. What is going on? Thing blended in. Normal. Alright, I can dig that. Do I have... I don't have a mining drone. Alright. Let's see if I can make one. Let's find out. Equipment workshop. So this is why it's a semi-good idea to run around with a bunch of extra junk. You can stop and you can make, there we go, what you need. Right there, why, alright. Bam. Okay. Now we can drop the miner. It's not pretty, but it'll get the job done. And what we'll do here is... Do I have the logistics? Sure. Try and get this thing halfway organized. Okay, it doesn't want to build right there on the... That's weird. Normally it'll build right there on the edge. I guess it doesn't want to. This is going to be interesting. I guess the steepness is affecting it a little bit. I don't normally build ramps on these really steep platforms, I'm going to be honest with you. So this is a little new. Looks a little janky, but you know, we'll get it done. All right, and we'll just stop it right there. I don't believe I have enough to make a truck station. I do not. So, but we know where we're at now, and we're going to try and see if we can't find a halfway decent pathway back. Make some adjustments here to this. Flatten it out, make it a halfway decent platform. If we're lucky, what we'll do... Yeah, so we're getting sulfur. How you doing, Gallant? We're getting sulfur to make that compacted coal, whatever that is. And you only got me today. Jerry is, he is having dinner with his wife. He is being a good husband. So you just got me today. But yeah, we're trying to make compacted coal. I was telling the guys about our random generation table, the contract table that we had. And And yeah, other than that, man, how you doing? You guys feeling better? I think on the last stream you said you guys were dealing with some sickness. Come on, turn. There it is. That's not how that works. So again, bear with me. I've been playing Tectonica, some other kind of factory type game, and it operates just a hair differently. So I'm trying to get back into it if this will cooperate with me. That makes sense. Oh, I'm in the way? Oh. That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that you guys are mostly over it. How was your Thanksgiving? I don't know what you guys had going on, but hopefully it was good and offered opportunity for some relaxing. That's going to be an interesting endeavor right there. That's what that's going to be. I'm going to have to make another chainsaw canal. Do I have what I need to do that? Let's try that. Unfortunately, he has the one in his. Yeah, you know, at least he didn't get them sick. I'm sorry, it was lame though. But hopefully you guys just had to, you know, relaxing time together, if anything else. Not a whole lot of big meals though. I do. Look at that. All right. Let's clear up some of this stuff. So yeah, we didn't have it. It was just us two. I'm not entirely sure what they did there at Jeremy's, but we cooked chicken and ham since it was just us. So rotisserie chicken in the air fryer, actually. Didn't turn out quite the way we wanted. It didn't turn for whatever reason. The thing wouldn't turn, but tasted good. So I mean, yeah. So you have a guild. So the players are a part of their own guild. So that's you know, we call them members. They start off as their own little guild. They can name their guild during character creation. You know, the party kind of gets together and does that, and then the GM is their guild master, helps them organize their contracts, and get out there. So, and then experience is based off of, you know, the completion of the contract, not just, you know, getting out there and slaying as many bodies as possible. And then, you know, completing additional things in line with your contract. Or if the GM feels that you've kind of gone above and beyond, depending on how you know, players and GMs set up their games. You know, some people are really into the role play aspect of it, others are not as much. No, you're right, and it's completely fine. We've made updates to it and changes since the last playtest, and we've been really trying to get a playtest underway. It's just, with the end of the year, we're trying not to impact anybody's holidays, and or our own for that matter, and when I had the move going on, we weren't even get the playtest out there. So the contracts are like your main quests, your main things as your guild. You and your party get together and you go and you complete your contracts. Now, other things can come up while you're doing your contract that impact, you know, how things go, and some of them have different things that are like multi-tier within your contract, you know. A really good example, so say you had a contract, I think this is one that I ended up rolling on that random generation table, was that you end up with a contract to go to the Dwarven Ruins and collect some ancient relics for this family that hired you, right? Now, but because of the thing that happens to you along the way is that hit up with mistaken identity. So you're in there, you know, on this family's mission to go into this old abandoned mine and collect some of their stuff, or dwarven ruins. But you get mistaken for grave robbers instead, which kind of opens up this whole other, you know, avenue of, okay, how are we going to do this? Are we going to, you know, we're going to fight and we're gonna end these people that are trying to prevent us from doing this? Or are we going to do this? And, you know, other things can open up in there. Maybe within some of the relics you find something that points to something else that you guys can do. You know, so, but ultimately, you know, you go through, you do your contract, you come back to your thing, your guild, and you get your experience at the end of it, and then you can, you know, develop your knacks and your talents a little further. Knacks and talents being your abilities, or if you're a mage, your spells. Does that make sense for you? I am not picking up any of that. I am just wasting it, aren't I? That is outlandish. Is that... I think that is a pretty good explanation of it in its current state. And that's the planned state of it, too. I don't think we're planning on really changing that. I should really just look for the space tower. Or space elevator, excuse me. We have over here. Okay, so that's not that huge of a leap. Yeah, sorry, bouncing back and forth here between this game and Mercs, Mages, and Monsters. MM&M, if you're shorthanding that. But does that make sense for you, Gallant? How that works? They respawn. That's new. I guess it makes sense, so you can just keep harvesting their stuff, but rude. Alright. Side quest, I guess, because of the random generation. Okay, so those ones, alright. So that specifically, those ones are more random gen. Alright, that kind of clears that up. A major story similar to D&D. No, okay, so no, yeah, completely, alright, now I understand where you're coming from. No, the random gen are filler. That is 100% filler stuff. That is so you can, to create random more stuff, you know. You have more, like, contracts that you're going to be a part of, things that you're going to be doing that are definitely going to have an impact on, like, the main story, as you call it, like, the actual world, which is the entire point of what's going on, is for the guilds. The way Mercs, Mages, and Monsters is set up, and the way Yogath is set up, is the guilds play more of a part than just like, hey, there's mercenaries out here running around doing stuff. They have a lot more play in that. I don't want to. I mean, we dropped kind of the story into the Discord. I don't know how much I really want to divulge on the stream about our setup, or how much Jeremy would want me to divulge. But no, I completely understand what you're saying there. No, we definitely, there's a more central story to it, kind of a world, if you will, that is more than just those side quests, kind of random generation contracts. No, we definitely have more to it than that. I don't know how much I can say without giving away the ghost, so to speak. But if that alleviates some of that hesitation, I guess is the right word. That concern that it's like, oh no, it's just a bunch of side quests. It's not. There's definitely some impactful things with the way the kingdom is set up. Okay, yeah. You know, like, with the way the kingdom is set up. No, yeah, there's definitely going to be stuff like that. Yeah. And we have it set up to where it's going to be Yeah, I don't want to go too deep into that. I don't. Again, I'm not entirely sure how much he'd want me to reveal there, so I'm gonna stop there. But no, we do definitely have a story. There's gonna be a nice story arc in it, um, and the player's gonna have an impact on that. World according to their GM and how their GMs help them set stuff up and stuff too. So really, if you get a good party together, um, and they play together for a long time, there's going to be some great stuff and impacts, especially if they have a good GM or a GM that's kind of grows with their party, which is honestly the best kind, my opinion. Um, there'll be some really good opportunity there. I don't think we have any power to these, and I think that's a crime. Alright, so Q is what does that. Alright, so again, I keep bringing up that build menu. I don't mean to. We need to get some juice flow into this. I think we have enough that I can jack in one of these without shutting down the entire system. Let's find out. I'm going to guess not. No, we're good. We're solid. Look at that. All right. Similarities. Oh, and then you're talking about the ability to have like world impacts, that kind of thing? Or that's what you're saying your current campaign is kind of excelling at, is that your GM's really letting you guys have that impact where you feel a little more than just, we're characters interacting here. Oh no, that's gonna hurt. Ouch. I know, see, what sucks is I never really got into D&D. I played when I was in high school, but I didn't have the opportunity to play probably as much as I would have liked. But the Dark Heresy campaigns that we ran, that was kind of the bread and butter where I got my hands dirty with TTRPGs. So really different in that aspect, I think. Yeah, see, that's what you want, is something that kind of, you have your main story arc, and it's like good storytelling. Making a good campaign, or making any game for that matter, whether it's digital or tabletop, making your campaign for your players, you need to have that good storyline. But pardon me, I'm getting a drink. That good storyline, but you also need to have those random quests to build on, like you said, get you invested. They kind of they deepen the connections you have, one to the world, and to your party, and then to some of your NPCs. See, I've heard that different, like the editions that they've come out with. I always wondered if it was such a big thing, but everybody says like the 5th edition is really good when it comes to the D&D. We're trying to nail it pretty solid with this first one. We know we're going to have iterations. We know that's going to happen. But if we can get pretty close to it, then we're gonna be happy. If we can get that pretty much on the head there. Damn, I need 20 in that? That's ridiculous. Build faster. That's really what we want, is that we can get something that's good and satisfying to the players, and then we can expand upon it. We have ideas in mind to down the line, if it works out, to kind of grow it and improve it once we see how people kind of enjoy or don't enjoy the aspects of it. We can make improvements as we need to, but the hope is that our current design will work out. Yeah, and the world is supposed to alter too. That's one of our goals, is to make our world alter a little bit with each expansion, which I'm sure D&D does as well. Um, and they went as far as to have video games and movies and stuff like that, which would be phenomenal if we ever got to that point. And that's what streamlined and concise is really what we're after. We want to make something that's really user friendly for beginner players, because you know we we operate on the idea that if you have never tried a TTRPG, a tabletop role playing game, you really should. Get a group of friends together and give it a shot, because it is. I mean, you've played with us during the test games and stuff like that, and it is a unique experience, to say the least. And it is just hilarity, especially some of the situations that people get into. It's really unique, and it's exciting. We just want to be able to share that. With especially some of the creatures and stuff, and we wanted it kind of stupid and funny. So that's what it is. It's kind of stupid funny. Yeah, and you know what? We're okay with it taking a while. We do it, more for the fun, less for the monies. Is definitely it. We were talking about that actually at our last meeting. It's kind of funny. The big thing that we want is, even if we hit it to Kickstarter, next year we get it to Kickstarter like we want, and we get a few hundred to 1,000 people, whatever it is, that want the game, and we get enough that we can get it out there a little bit, then you know what, we were able to create and share something with that many people, which is really exciting. Something that we made is out there in the world, that people get the chance to enjoy, and that's a really exciting notion for us, that we have that opportunity. And it's really cool, and that's why we take the time to make sure we don't forget things like fall damage. When we forgot fall damage, that was funny that we bypassed that completely, and weather effects, stuff like that definitely have an impact on the game and how somebody would play it. Which is why we included them. It makes a big difference, those things. But really appreciate the support, man. When you believe in us that we could make it and stuff like that, and your support with the game too. The fact that your feedback and everything like that is really appreciated. Much appreciated. All right. I need some more concrete. But, and eventually too, we'd like to be down the road, but we'd like to break into digital games too, not just TTRPGs. And you guys wouldn't believe the amount of files and ideas that we have on our share drive. Whenever we get struck with an idea, we make a file for it, and sometimes those files end up getting deleted, or we go back and we look at it and we're like, oh, what were we thinking? Ugh. But some of them, we add to, and we keep just adding notes in there. I was listening to a streamer, or podcast. I forget the guy's name. I want to say it was Game Dev Field Guide. Was listening to his stuff. And one of the things he says is, sometimes you get bit with that creative bug, and it's just there, but it's not for the project you're working on. And you got to just target and use that energy. So that's how a lot of those random game ideas come up. Yeah. The crippled vet thing has its yeah. He has. You can look him up on Discord. Game Dev Field Guide. I still believe he does stuff. It's definitely more digitally targeted, I believe. But some of his stuff applies definitely to crop platform. And yeah, I know what you mean by the crippled vet thing. Like, it sucks being hard on the body because there are days like I know with you with the carpal tunnel and stuff like that, your hands don't want to work. And you know I feel that luckily my hands work fine about 99% of the time. My hands work fine, but my shoulder and the nerve damage and stuff in there is what acts up, and I'll my hand will want to work, but it can't because my arm doesn't believe it's there. So that one's a little aggravating, and then the rest of it's more of the mental side of it, which is why Jared he handles a lot of the public dealings and stuff like that, and but the streaming kind of breaks out of that shell a little bit too. It helps being on this side of it and being able to kind of interact without interacting, so to speak. But that's where it comes down to the TikToks and stuff like that too. Is trying to get past some of those anxiety hurdles that deal with that. But I'm sure Jeremy would agree. You do enough, to help us out and stuff like that. Valuable feedback as part of the Discord community. Ooh, and just being friends with us and working with us in that regard. Do I have enough to do this now? 15, 5. Ooh, I'll take some coal with me, and we might be able to get this thing on the road. See how long that trip takes, and we'll see if we're going to have enough fuel for this guy. We'll take that for this and see. Alright, I got the drill, I got that, I have enough to build those. Let's see if we can get it. I probably need to build a place to drop it off here. That would have been awkward. I forget I need to build 2 of those things. Crap. Where? We're going to end up with the traffic jam of these things. Here, I guess, is as good a place as any. Maybe not. It looked like it, but I'm starting to have second thoughts, to be honest with you. What in the heck? Okay. Well, you do. You had plenty of feedback. And you know what? We feel the same way about what we're doing, man. Like, no, man, you get up to the Christmas, and Merry Christmas to you. We'll probably talk before then, but get after that Christmas tree, man, and say hi to the fam for us. And thanks for joining while you could. You enjoy the rest of your evening. No, we didn't fix it. It was part of the thing. We need to fix it. But it's kind of entertaining to watch it lose its mind, to be honest with you. I'm going to give it a name, and we're just going to let it go ham. Maybe we'll name it Harold and watch it just destroy things. That's actually an excellent idea. We'll see if we can name our trucks. Can I name you? Oh, probably not. And it's going in circles. That was horrifying. I can't name the truck. That's a shame. That's alright. That one will be known as Harold. I can't believe we've only been streaming for 20 minutes. It feels so much longer. 30 minutes. 34. Alright, you know what? He did have a point though. We need to make some adjustments here. We do not have the infrastructure to support all of the trucks that we have rolling. So we have Sulfur that And we need to get power out there to that sulfur too. That sucks. Short term, how much do we need to do that? I need to unlock that before I can get to that anyway. That is a load of garbage, is what that is. Hopefully that thing will just keep repping them out, and we'll get there. Okay, let's see here. We need to reinvent the wheel again. So, unfortunately, a big part of Satisfactory, at least for me, when I play it on my own, is you tear down, rebuild, you know, and do it again. I tell my kid, my daughter, I tell her all the time, when you're doing something, it comes from a movie, I can't for the life of me think of what the movie is right now, which is a little upsetting, but, or not movie, I think it came from Criminal Minds, actually. They were talking about a computer and its passwords and stuff like that, you know, and they didn't think they'd be able to get into it. And one of the guys says, how are we going to do that? He says, well, try again, fail better. Right? So you try, you know, try again, fail better. So no such thing as, you know, just failing. You just stuck it. You know, fail better. So you always go back and you always try again. I always like that. So that's kind of what Satisfactory is, you know, you build and you're like, oh, okay, I have some upgraded technology now. I have some more useful stuff. I think I can make this better. I got rid of all of my, there it is. You know, I think I can do this better now. I think I have a better design, a way that will work better. And that's, you know, so you go through and you do it, which, not to beat this similarities thing to death, but game design is also really similar, whether it's, you know, digital games or tabletop role-playing games. That's essentially what you're doing is, hey, we found something that works, this is awesome, oh, hey, we can redo that, we can make that a little bit better, we can make that cleaner, or whatever the case may be. And so it kind of helps. It's revisions, it's process, it's progress at work here. And that's what we're doing, at least until Jeremy comes and he looks at what I've done is I destroy everything we've built. But he won't see it, so hopefully we get away with it without disturbing him too greatly by the amount of destruction that's about to happen here. And to clue you folks in, what we're doing is we're going to essentially delete all of this, expand this area out here, and then move those back. So what we get is we get a nice runway in for our coal and our sulfur as it comes in, and then we'll maybe fix this little clown here. Despite what I said, having Harold run around and destroy things is probably not conducive to our efforts here. You know, and ultimately the effort is to get to phase 4, which I haven't even done in my game. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. And thank you to the 2 viewers, I believe, that we have right now. If I can read that right, I don't know if we actually have 2 viewers. I'm using OBS, and it says there's 2 viewers. That's our stats. So welcome if you're just joining in. And this is Satisfactory and me trying not to mess up our factory too bad as I correct things. If you hear that giggling in the background, don't be upset. That's my fiance. She is playing Hogwarts Legacy, right? Yeah. Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy, and practicing as a new character. She beat it once, and she's playing as a Slytherin now, and apparently just having a hoot of a time.
She's fucking with the cat.
She's messing with our cat. Never mind. But yeah, so that's what that giggling there in the background is. See, we're people too, and we don't take our streams too seriously. We try to have fun with it as best as possible. Oh god, I've broken it. So, funny story. I randomly laughing like that after I say that. Story for you guys. So way back when, this goes how far back? Jeremy, the toad dwarf. His name is Jeremy. My name is Ty. But you know, way back when, how the game thing actually started. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Age of Empires, but the original Age of Empires, which it was the one with the Spanish in it, the conquistadors, and it had a campaign design thing, right? So back when we were really young. And Jeremy had made a campaign. He was trying it out, and he's like, I don't know what this is, but he made one. He made a nice little campaign. He's like, hey, you got to try this. So, you know, I tried it, and it comes to a point where you win as the Aztecs, essentially. You know, you fought back the conquistadors, and you kind of beat them. And, I forget what it is, but you, like, destroyed all of the Spanish in this area. And the conquistadors, and one of them cries out, he's like, oh, what does he say? Oh my god, they've broken him. Quick, put it back together before Cortez gets here. And that might not seem very funny to you guys, but it was hilarious to us at the time. And it has been a long-standing joke for going on 20 years at this point. I want to say close to 20 years. That has been a joke between him and I. So, you know, I said I've broken it. It made me think of Cortez and Age of Empires. The game, not, you know, the game Cortez, not the person Cortez. Obviously, I do not know this. I have no memory of this beaver. That is from Zootopia. My daughter loves that movie. So, yeah. All right. So, how much would it break it if I smooth this guy? What do we think? We want to delete it? We want to leave it? And just build another one and then redo this? That way we're not losing. Let's do that. I don't want to lose all that coal. So let us try and set this up over here. And then we'll get that. Okay. I don't have any of my frames. I took them all out because I'm a moron. How big are you going with the compacted coal gens? I'm not entirely sure. First time actually doing or trying to do the compacted coal generators, or the creation of it. So we haven't actually unlocked it in the MAM. I've just seen it on my main playthrough that I don't do on stream. And I haven't even used it on that, to be honest. We'll try and get it where it's sufficient enough to power our factory until we get to fuel. And then I'd really like to try the upgraded fuel, since I haven't got a chance to do that either. And thanks for tuning in, Tamara 13. I apologize if I butchered that. Have you? I'm assuming you've played before, and if so, have you used the compacted coal and how did it work out for you? $900 hours. Yeah, okay, you've got me beat. My main playthrough, I think I got about 340. So yeah, you definitely have me beat there. So does the compacted coal work out for you well? I imagine your factory probably looks a lot better than this one too. But again, we kind of do this for fun, not as much as some of the more serious. I've seen some of the YouTubes with the pretty serious factories. And they're pretty insane. Definitely something to aspire to, but not where we are at right now. Let's go. Yeah, we can do that. That should work right about there. But do you use compacted coal? And you got 900 hours. You've been playing long time. And do you play on the experimental or the early access? Yeah. Yeah, that's I've seen the turbo fuel in my main playthrough, and I haven't quite got to it yet. Kind of have to set up parts of my factory to get it because with the updates and stuff that came out, I hadn't played in a while, so my factory was kind of not set up for it. But that's the goal here too, is to use it as our coal fuel until we can get to the fuel source, and eventually nuclear. But I much prefer to use fuel as the power source as long as you have enough of it and your setup's pretty solid. I didn't have any issues with that. Okay. So let's do the same as we had before. But really appreciate you tuning into the stream, especially somebody that has so much time in Satisfactory. It's really appreciate that. Out of curiosity, because we don't get a lot of new faces here, how did you come about us? Not a whole lot new on experimental. They haven't really pushed anything big. Nothing like crazy. They've done some small patches, which are just hot fixes, which I'm sure you guys have probably seen on the main one as well. But nothing really crazy. I don't know what they're planning as far as like the next big update or anything crazy that they're going to push. So I'm not entirely sure where they're really going to go with it from update 8. They kind of did a bang up job on this. Update 8 was what everybody was waiting on. Does it run really good on the early access now that they pushed update 8? Or is it kind of dodgy? Do we want to? Yeah, no. Kind of want to run that differently, but we'll do this for right now. Again, it doesn't have to be pretty. You guys can't see it, but I keep pressing R to rotate these things. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you stopping in. If you're, I don't know how much of it you've caught, but if you're curious about us at all, or if you play, TTRPGs, that's what we normally do. We just kind of stream as a fun pastime to kind of break up our week. But if you're curious about that, check out our website, badtoadgames.com, and you can kind of see what we're working on. We're actually indie game devs. That's ugly. But yeah, appreciate you just hopping in, man. Thank you. Was experimental. Oh, and thank you. Yeah, multiplayer. That's what we've run into as we've been playing. Normally, I have my buddy here is normally on with me, my brother, and we've run into some issues definitely between how it appears from both of us and stuff like that. Which is, you get a game like this and you put multiplayer into it, you'd be insane not to expect there to be bugs. Which, considering where Satisfactory started to where it is now, it has come a fair ways, and really excited to see how they continue with it. That uses a lot of cable. Really excited to see it. Again, I'm kind of curious how they're going to improve from here. If they're going to do some more after Phase 4 stuff, but. Yeah, and that's what he said. He's made those comments too. Mainly, it's the conveyor belts weren't working for him. For example, during our last trim, ran into an issue. For whatever reason, the conveyor belt wouldn't flow for him. He had attached it and everything else, but it took me running up and deleting it and building it again to get it to flow. Super weird stuff like that. But again, you know, a game like this, you'd be hard pressed not to find bugs in it. You know, given that I don't think they ever really intended it to be multiplayer when they first started, but it definitely turned into that. We're gonna move you down here, actually. Yeah, actually, we'll do that right there. I can do that. Nice. Alright. And now, same thing. What we're going to do is we're going to run it over there and split it between the two. And that should be pretty tight. And that should work. We're trying this. I know what we're doing probably looks a little bit odd, but every time I've ran factories, I've always done it with these just massive conveyor belts, and until you get to the train stage and stuff like that. Yeah, I see hypertubes. I had experimental back probably about a year ago. The hypertubes and experimental were a serious risk. You know, sometimes you get in there and you just get frozen. The trains they are interesting. I have them on my main one. When they first came out, I got back on there and I messed around with them, and it's not great. My setup is by far not very great, but it's a learning experience, especially the pathways and the blocks and stuff like that. It takes practice. Oop, that's the wrong one. It takes some serious practice to get those working the right way. It's a learning curve, but it's really fun to ride around on your trains. Which is the whole reason I built them was so that I could drive them around myself, which was really satisfying. You know. And they're useful. They transport a lot of goods. I set up my fuel factories for them, so that's how I use them. I use them to transport that, and then the water for the stuff. Hey man, it works. Like it really beats the heck out of conveyor belts when it comes to the long-term stuff, you know. And these little trucks, like that's why we're using these little trucks for this, is because I've always done conveyor belts. I never really used the trucks because the AI was a little wonky. They did a lot of pathway fixing and stuff for them, which was really cool. And except for that guy over there who's just losing his ever-loving mind. I say they fix pathways, as this guy's just all over the place. We call him Harold. There he goes. He'll fix himself shortly. No, the trains are really, really useful. I think I have like 4 or 5 different tracks and 6 different trains. They share some of the pathways and stuff like that, but they go all over the place. And they're extremely useful. Large amounts of stuff. The fuel really is like the biggest one that I found. Liquid items, the sulfuric acid, or the fuel, oil, if you want to do it that way. Nice. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. That's when you get to using them like that. I'll tell you, like that's why I said the liquid transport, instead of running like the pipeline all over the place, using those, because they transport like 1600 meters squared or whatever of it at any given point in time. So, really useful to do that, because they go and they drop it off and they can hold it, and So that's what I use mine for, is transporting my fuel from the pumps and the oil places on that side of the map over there to where my fuel farm is. My actual power plant farm is in the center of the map. So, and it's massive structure, huge, tall. It has like 12 fuel generators underneath of it. And all my stations are on top of it, so all the fuel just drains down to it. Yeah, that's it gets rough. The vertical pipeline can get rough. Yeah. I used to do, first time I tried it, I built those industrial fuel containers underneath of my generators and was like, yeah, no, this will totally work out. But having to pump that fuel all the way up, a huge pain. So I started doing the industrial containers on top, and then what I do is that way it just drains down to the fuel generator. So you never have to worry about it. You just have to pump it up that one time to get them up there. Hopefully they fill up, and then you have a fuel supply. If you ever run out of power or something happens, if you start running fuel, you have backup. You have time to fix the issue. All right. So I got 2 of those built. I'm gonna grab that little truck. I'm gonna fix him up. We're actually gonna move part of this. Uh-oh. Over there. I forget I don't have a jetpack yet. It's weird when you've gone from putting in hours and you have a serious factory setup, and then you're like, oh yeah. Oh. Yeah. Running the train, so you haven't had them run any loads yet up that high? Because I've had the issue where just like you would expect, they struggle when they're carrying heavy loads going up high. They struggle a little bit. It's first time that happened, it was kind of weird to see. I was like, I don't know why my train's not going up. That's probably because it's carrying 3 carts behind it, and I didn't build my train appropriately. So, yeah. But have you had any issues with them trying to get up there, or did you build your track nice and pretty sleek going up? I think 400. Yeah, I can take that. And get rid of those. I'm getting ready to fix this thing up. All right, these aren't powered. That would be an issue. Definitely an issue. Let's do it like this. We'll try and run the power line back behind us. My train for building. 2 trains, 5 carts, and it drops roughly. Yeah. So I haven't tried to link up. That was something I was kind of curious about. I didn't know how they did it. I haven't tried to link up 2 engines. Does it work out pretty easily with the 2 different engines without any issues? I was kind of curious about that. I haven't done it yet or had the reason to do it. I guess is what I'm saying. I haven't really had the occasion. Because real life you see trains a lot of times and they have multiple engines, and then sometimes they have that engine behind as well. I didn't know if you could do that. I hadn't tried that. It's kind of odd that I hadn't, but I was curious about that. Okay, let's go. Ooh. Can I build? Let's upgrade you. Alright, so you guys are active. Now I just need to fix this guy. And delete his works and then fix the other guy. That's gonna be fun. Okay. I thought that might be the case. You just get that one engine that's doing the work, and the other one, or excuse me, both engines do the work, but that one's really the navigating force. should have enough. You do not. That guy is much more efficient than you are. And I probably need to improve the speed of that. That is what needs to happen. That's a good learning point. Let's fix that real quick on this one. Say 1 train and 4 carts is the sweet spot before adding another train. I use 1 to 3 just to be safe. If you're doing flat, I haven't had any issues with the speed or pulling on flat. So, you know, I don't think it really matters on the flat side. All right, let's stop autopilot. We are going to record a pathway real quick. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to delete this thing first. So we're going to get as much coal as we can over here and get this out of the way. That's you know, I don't meet a lot or interact a lot of, I guess, talk with people that play Satisfactory a lot, which is really odd, given the amount of people that play it, you know. Different streams and stuff like that, and a lot of YouTube people do, but, you know, out of my friends or even my brother, he doesn't put a whole lot of hours into it. Not his style of game, but it's interesting to see other opinions and see how other people's factories are kind of built up that aren't like the, I won't say pros, but the, you know, given the amount of time you have in it, I'd say you're probably pretty experienced with most of it, outside of, like you just said, you learned how to do trains a couple weeks ago. But it's interesting, you know, how different people would go about setting up their factories. Can I edit? I just want to delete that whole, I'll just delete that whole pathway, get it out of the way. Okay, coal. That was probably, yep, that one. All right, we're going to delete that. All right. And we need to change you to unload. And you are coal collection. All right. Alright. These things are touchy. Alright. Let's unload our cargo. Let's see if we can remember how to get to where we're going without crashing. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. We haven't, okay, come on. Easy, buddy. Easy, buddy. We haven't gone down this pathway in a while. Oh, don't crash. Luckily, we've seen that these guys reset themselves, so that's good. Let's see if I can get done differently so other people's perspective. Yeah, and it's like I said, I appreciate you coming in and checking our little young factory. We're slowly just building this up. Like I say, we more do this as a kind of just a, you know, hang out and chat and talk about our other projects and stuff, but it's easy. Don't you dare. God, these little guys are jumpy. You know, but it's interesting to kind of work through some of this stuff and see how we're doing. I always like these little trucks, though. That's why I wanted to try them out this time and see. Because we never really, you know, I never really used them before, so it's interesting to me. I don't know, these little guys kind of suck compared to the big trucks. Once you get those are the tractors, or these are the tractors and those are the trucks. But I don't think we'll be using those ones. They're a little beyond our reach. Yeah. Oh, your mass coal plant is down there? Really? Are those, I now thinking about it, were those pure or were those just normal? I think those are just the normal ones. I use that pure one that's all the way across the map. Um, that's where I get my coal from on my main. Because you know it's a pure generator, just pumps out coal so insanely fast, and then I have it transported back over. All right, let's save that. So, oh, get in there, coal collection. All right. Yep. Load it. All right. Okay, good start. That's what you want. There he goes. All right. I don't think he actually left any coal. Good for him. Whatever. So is that all right? That's getting it out there. That's going in slow. I probably actually want to do myself a favor and up that. But no, that's where it's down over there is where your coal plant is. That's 4. Okay. 80 just now. Set up to take over the power. I'll need to rework water gym replacement to be able to supply 60. Yeah. Jace. That's a huge setup. Huge setup. See, I operate, I like to build out there. You can kind of see what we're doing out there. I build out there on the water, working my way down towards where those fuel points are, where the oil is, the pure oil places down there. Generally is what I like to do. Because you get more open, freedom of movement, if you will. It takes a lot of concrete, sure, but you get a little bit more freedom when you're navigating and building out there, I think, which is why I do that. I prefer it that way. But that's interesting, man, and that's a 100 and so you have 80 coal generators. 80 of the actual coal power plants, like those ones out there. That is a insane amount. Man, your factory must run 900 hours. It would be massive, wouldn't it? That is well done. Hats off to you. That is a massive, massive factory. You're just hundreds of thousands of power, if I'm understanding correctly. At that point, no, you're gonna be what 75 per generator? No, 150 per standard coal generator? Jeez. So, yeah, that's, whoa. Look at you go, man. That's, yeah, again, that is super impressive. That's, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's a heck of a setup. Do you stream as well? Or YouTube-ins or any of that stuff? Oh, no jetpack. Always forgetting not having the jetpack. All right, and you have just a crap ton of coal in you now. Not in a long time. Okay, the only reason I was asking is because if you did or if you were, I'd have to swing by and look at your factory because it sounds impressive. Honestly, it'd be something worth checking out. Because that's intense. I started over too. I had another one. I just started over off my main because you get to a point where you're trying to rebuild your factory is almost worse than just building a new factory. you know, at least it seems that way. That's shoddy. I need to. This can be better. Ah. Yeah, no, actually, that's not terrible. I just need to rework his turnaround point. And redo his little map. No, this is ours right now. It's just, and it runs pretty smooth. It's a janky setup for right now, and one of them isn't running yet, which I don't know why I don't have that running. I think I didn't have it running because I was missing something, but now I appear to have it, so. Okay, I did. Come on. I probably need to power you. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I did that with, believe it or not, update 4 is when I started my main. I redid everything, and I was like, all right, update 4, here we go. And, you know, that was that one. Which, again, it wasn't a bad, it just, oh, stop it. All right. What are we on? We're on coal power 1. Yep. Delete it. Yeah, it was on 4 is when I started doing that, and yeah, I just started playing the really getting back into it when we started doing this, and then when update 8 really dropped, you know, because they tightened a lot up on experimental just before the drop, so it got smoother and a little bit easier, you know, in my opinion, and it was more user friendly. I would say is probably the right term. We're gonna end up painting some stuff on the ground here to make it so we know where our pathway is. Where we're gonna start this guy off right down here in the load zone. And we got, ooh, our stream is supposed to be ending here. Yeah, that's oh, up north. Yeah, that's where mine is too. Is my plastic and rubber production is up there in my main. But it looks like here we're going to be actually ending our stream here in about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. We're hitting 9 o'clock Central Time, and that is about the time we pop off here. I think I'm going to try and get this guy set, and then we'll go ahead and do that. All right, let's find out here. But again, I appreciate you coming and checking out the stream, man, and hopefully we see you around. And like I said, if you're curious about what we do as far as just as indie game devs, check out our website, badtoadgames.com, and we have a Discord as well. All the links are on the website. Feel free to check that out, man. Our main focus, like I said, is TTRPGs. We just do this for the giggles of it. All right, let's see if I can do this without this guy freaking out this time. Beautiful, nice clean turn, easy. There we go. Georgia, I think we've got it. That'll be a nice way to end the stream. You know what? We didn't get the sulfur though. We have it set up. We're just having to clean up some of this so that we could. But I'll take that as a win. We will get that sulfur here. Probably next time, have it nice and set up and running. Alright, right back down to here. And swing around. Oh, alright. Let's save that path. This is power supply. Load that boy. Yep. All right. Beautiful. She lives. All right, folks. And with that, and this is the same amount of coal I'm just going to transfer over. I believe that is it for us. Well, for me this evening. This has been Bad Toad Games and Ty McVetti hanging out, and we appreciate the new followers. Thank you, and we will see you guys next Wednesday. It's not a holiday or anything, so we should be on. So appreciate it, and y'all have a good night.